This Revelation 19 and 16, right?
God.
And he had on his vesture, on his thigh, a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
That's not talking about Haile Selassie.
Bonehead.
Yeah, that's not talking about Haile Selassie to you, Rastafarians and shit. That's not talking about him. Go ahead.
Right. And I saw an angel standing in the sun and crying with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. That standing in the sun, that represents authority. And it says, I saw an angel standing in the sun, that represents authority when you look it up. All right, verse 18. And that ye may eat the flesh of the king, and the flesh of the captains, and the flesh of the mighty men, and the flesh of the horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And
that's not talking about walking down, peeling off pieces of arm and eating shit with some damn bread, like we just talking about some syrup and shit. No, he ain't talking about that. He's talking about he gonna take their power, he gonna take their substance and their authority. That's what he's gonna take. That's what he gonna say. Eating their flesh. He gonna take their power and substance from us. Right? Because we were reading Habakkuk, ain't nobody gonna help Esau, right? When he's taking it. See how these scriptures go, they link up with each other. So go ahead.
And also that's going back up to the 17th verse, they're dealing with the birds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The dead body. Even though you're gonna have some, even though you're saying they're gonna take their power, it's also the vultures and stuff, and birds gonna feast on the dead body. Okay.
Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 chapter talk about that too.
You know, but finish this off.
Go ahead.
And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse against the army. Are you gonna keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
That beast right there, that's NATO and the EU. And it said beast right there. When you read in it calls it a dragon in 12th chapter, I think it is, Revelation. And then the same beast in Revelation 13 and 1. The NATO and the EU, man. Go ahead.
Well, back then, what are you talking about? Revelation 13?
I think in 13 it talks about it being a beast, but then 12 is a dragon, ain't it? 12 is a dragon. He called
That's
it
the old Roman.
The old Roman Empire.
Yeah, 12 you're dealing with the old
Roman Empire. And they get all their customs and their ways from the old Roman Empire. NATO and the EU. It says 12. It says it's a dragon, but it's the old Roman Empire.
It's the old Roman Empire because when you read that was dealing with the old Roman Empire taking down Israel. That's why they had to flee into the wilderness. You see what I'm saying? But on this side, the Roman Empire is coming back, and America is part of NATO. Okay, they're not part of the EU, but they're part of NATO. But that beast right there is the modern day American Rome. I mean, that's Rome coming back again into its power. Okay, give me Daniel the 7th chapter. Start at the top.
Daniel 7 and 1 in the first year.
Hold on, let me finish this off because I don't want to go no. Well, we're gonna run through it real fast. Then we're gonna go back.
It says, Daniel 7:1.
Go ahead.
In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon.
You able to pull up that blue letter?
They wouldn't let me, I don't know why they wouldn't let me do it.
What was you looking at first?
No, I was trying to pull it up so we have it.
Oh,
Blue
okay.
letter Bible.
Okay.
But they ain't let me get on that.
All right, go ahead.
It says, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and a vision of the head upon his bed.
Right.
Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters.
Right.
Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea.
What's the great sea? That's the Mediterranean Sea. Okay? Go ahead.
And the four great beasts came out of the sea, diverse one from another.
Four great beasts come up out of the sea, diverse one from another. Now this is dealing with history, right? Now you got to remember, this is dealing with history, and Yahweh Bashim Shai finna put the spirit on Daniel to write it down, what he dreamed, so we'll have it on this side to understand the history and how the empire was going to come and rule. Go ahead.
The first was like a lion.
The first was like a lion. Go ahead.
And had eagle's wings.
Go ahead.
And I beheld to the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
Now read that again.
It says the first was like a lion.
The first was like a lion. Go ahead.
And had eagle's wings. I beheld to the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
Now, what that's going into the Assyrian and the Babylonian Empire, okay? And when the wings was plucked off of it, what it was talking about was the Babylonian Empire overthrowing the Assyrian Empire and the Babylonian Empire, which was the Ethiopians, was raised up, and that empire had a lot of wisdom. Okay, a man's heart was given to it. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5, and behold another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised.
Now you can always Google image or Google the Babylonian Syrian statues. You know, they symbols, and it'll show you big as day about the lion with the eagle wings. Okay, go ahead.
And it says, and behold another beast, a second, like to a bear.
Like to a bear. Go ahead.
And it raised itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth, and it between the teeth of it.
All right, now read that again.
It says, the second, and behold another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it was raised up itself on one side.
All right, now that's talking about the Medes, and then that's talking about the Persian Empire, which you know is Iran. And what had happened was Iran conquered the Medes and the Babylonians and the Assyrians, okay, which is Persian, which you know is Persian, them Iranians. Okay, read it again.
It says, and behold another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it.
So what was them 3 ribs? That was the Syrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, and the Mede Empire. 3 ribs. Go ahead.
It says,
which the Medes are the Japhetic people.
It says
the
between
Hawaiian, Samoans, and the Tonganese. Go ahead.
And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh.
Thus unto it, rise and devour much flesh. So when Cyrus them came into power it was basically suicide to go against them because they were so great and so powerful. They conquered the Syrians, the Babylonians, and the Medes. Okay? So that's them, that's the heathens coming into power. Daniel seeing that and writing it down for us to have it on this side. And you got to remember, Israel was in captivity during that time too. Okay? They was in Babylon in captivity. Okay? Go ahead.
In verse 6.
And it was said that Cyrus had like 100 and let me see. It's in Ezra. Hold on. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. First Ezra, the 3rd chapter. Read that.
First Ezra 3:1. It says, now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast.
Now that's part of the Persian Empire, okay? Darius is part of the Persian Empire. But the key is in the 2nd verse. Go ahead.
It says, now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects and unto all his household and unto all the princes of Media and Persia. Verse 2. And to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him from India unto Ethiopia and 127 provinces.
So they had a large empire. Okay? The Persians had a large empire, man. Read it again.
It says, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him from India unto Ethiopia and 127 provinces.
All right, go back.
And it says, and behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it rise up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. Verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard.
Another like a leopard. Who is that? Let's talk about Alexander, the Greek. Okay? You can Google Alexander with him with a leopard skin and hat on, I want to say. If I can remember, if my memory serves me right. You know, and the reason why he was known as a leopard, because he took the dark nations over in great speed. You know what I want, Maccabees and hope. At great speed. You know, so that's why they was calling him a leopard.